You can haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Turn the lights and grab a seat. Pour yourselves a whiskey neat. It's time to judge the shit out of these future releases by the movie trailers. We're trailer hits. This movie might totally suck, but the whiskey sure is going down fine. Yeah, we're trailer hits.
Welcome to Trailer Hitch.
Welcome to Trailer Hitch.
Welcome to our first episode. I'm Kevin.
I'm James.
And we're going to be talking to you guys about trailers for the next, I'd say 45 minutes.
I like that. I think that's a good time to shoot for. Let's shoot for that.
You're obviously going to be able to see. You probably look down iTunes and we're like, oh, no, this isn't going to go well for them at all. They're going to be so disappointed. Just to start, I'm Kevin. I am more or less the hype man of this duo.
That's true, you are a hype man.
Energetic, positive. I'm trying to think of what else is on my Tinder account. Outgoing, likes to do stuff.
I'd swipe right.
I'll leave it to you, James. Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, give me everything.
Oh, gosh. Well, audiences, because Kevin, you know who I am. This is for the listeners,
yes.
Not for you. Fuck off, Kevin.
I have amnesia. I need you to remind me who you are.
All right, fair enough. Well, I'm James. I'm from Wisconsin originally, as are you.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that's true.
We are in Los Angeles right now because that's where we live.
Yeah.
As do you.
For a few years.
Yeah. But yeah, I love movies. I love the Green Bay Packers. I love music. And I love trailers. I love movie trailers. And that's why Kevin and I have decided to do this podcast, because we like trailers.
Called Trailer Hitch, we'd like to think of ourselves as the accessory to the trailer.
Yeah.
And at the same point, we're also like Will Smith's Hitch, in which we hook you up with the best trailers in what to think of them, what we think of them. Don't worry, Kevin James, we got you.
That was...
Oh, fuck,
we're Kevin
no.
James. You did it. We said we were never going to make that comparison, Kevin.
Shit.
Now you did. Episode 1. We're Kevin James from now on. Thanks. Trailer Hitch with Kevin James. Anyway. So that's us in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we pretty much nailed that. Well, fuck, you talked about all the stuff you like. What do I like? I like movies. I like music, comics, video games, going out and doing cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
Museums, I think, are pretty neat sometimes. I'll go to those on a...
Well, that's nice for you.
Do you not like art?
They're fine.
Okay.
Art is for losers.
We should know right out the gate that James isn't necessarily feeling too well right now. He's got some tummy issues. But the way that I think of it is Harrison Ford also had tummy issues the day that he was shooting that scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where that guy had the sword. And because of that, he made the decision to just shoot him, and that became a really great scene in that movie. So now that's where the bar is right now.
So basically,
you have to be that good.
We're not going to have any fight choreography.
No.
If anything, you piss me off, I'm just going to shoot you.
Yeah, I'm just going to try really hard to agree with everything you say.
Good answer, because we got some fun trailers for you guys today.
That's right. So, coming out the gate, we have the new Resident Evil movie. I don't even know what the subtitle
The subtitle is The Final Chapter.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
That feels like such a letdown after Retribution.
And Apocalypse and...
Apocalypse, especially,
That's usually a good word to be a final movie. But no, it's kept going. But we're excited to review this one for you guys because neither of us really know that much about these movies.
I think I've seen 1, 2, and maybe the 4th one.
See, I think I've seen 1 and 2. I know I've seen 1 and 2, like in high school. Just leave it at that.
Whichever one happened after the apocalypse. So if that's the 5th one, if that's the 4th one.
Yeah. But you know what? We're going to review it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're also going to get into Sea of Trees, which is Gus Van Sant's new movie.
Of Good Will Hunting fame, for those who don't know.
Good Will Hunting, Elephants. He also had a movie called Last Days. I heard that one wasn't that great.
So Good Will Hunting.
That's a good foreshadowing for what we're going to be talking about.
Okay, good.
And then finally, we are going to work our way up to something that James is clearly super excited for, which is...
Guys, I've been been waiting for this for a long time. The Rogue One Star Wars story movie trailer has hit.
Yes.
Today.
Which should have hit a couple weeks ago.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about
They
it.
pulled a Frank Ocean on us. They were like, oh yeah, it's totally coming out. And then we were just kind of like, it's the next day.
I don't
Where is
understand
it?
that reference.
He was supposed to release an album last Friday.
Okay.
And just completely ghosted.
Okay.
And it's one of those, like, he hasn't come out with anything since 2012, so people are super hyped about it, and word leaked, you know, it's totally coming out on Friday, and so, like, the music world was kind of like, fuck yeah, new Frank Ocean! Then it was Friday, and they were like, he's totally gonna make it. Frank Ocean is basically like that shitty dad that left you and your mom when you were 6, and then, like, is like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna take you fishing. And, like, you're just sitting outside with your gear, you got your vest on, you're super pumped. I'm getting into some really serious shit right now. Dad, wherever you are, I'd really love to go fishing. I'm just kidding. My parents are together and happy. They're awesome people.
Rub it in, Kevin. Oh, that's still
sorry.
No, my parents are separated but lovely people too.
Very
That's
lovely.
great.
I've met both of them.
Yeah.
They're very lovely.
Okay, so Frank Ocean, singer. Okay, got it. Anyway.
That's basically the end.
Yeah, I'm glad we got around to it eventually. But I'm really excited about this Rogue One trailer to talk about it with you guys. Kevin and I both have our whiskeys.
Yes.
Let's clink it. Let's
Okay,
cheers it.
yes.
Clink, and
You needed proof.
Yeah, it's got Death Star ice cubes in it. That's something.
Totally not
that's something
premeditated.
people don't know about me. Or maybe they do. I don't know who's listening. But I am a massive, diehard Star Wars fan.
Very true.
There you go. I have Death Star ice cube molds, so I think
course.
that's proof enough.
How many Star Wars t-shirts do you own? I actually don't know.
Ballpark, probably 12, maybe?
You can go almost a fortnight exclusively wearing Star Wars t-shirts.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't like a lot of them.
A lot of the shirts you own?
Yeah, it's like I like it at the time. Impulse buys. Like, it's a Star Wars shirt. This is cool.
Sure.
I want it. And then it's like the shirt doesn't quite fit right after like a wash or two. And then it's like, you know what? Into the garbage compactor with this bad boy.
You
Zing.
basically just described how everyone reacted to the Phantom Menace in 1999, where everyone's like, I'm just super excited this is a thing. And then, like, after some retrospect, like, that was kind of ass.
Well, you know what? I was 9 when Phantom Menace came out,
Same.
so I loved it at the time.
Same.
Okay, cool.
And then we all grew up.
Yeah.
And we were like, why is midichlorians a
There's
thing?
not much happening in this. But anyway, those are the trailers we're going to be covering for you guys today.
I'm super excited. Before we get into our reviews, James and I wanted to make an announcement, just given the current social climate. We just want to make it known that we are PC as fuck. So,
PC as fuck. And Kevin, would you like to explain what that means to people?
of course, we are very politically correct. We are absolutely not going to say anything that will offend anyone ever. So if you came here to be outraged about something, I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Keep moving along.
You just have to keep going.
Just move along, like the stormtroopers said.
We are
move along. Move along.
We are far too affable to be hated or
Yeah.
to say anything mean.
Yeah.
So,
And we're saying that with no sarcasm at all.
absolutely not.
Nothing we say will ever offend anyone ever. But anyway, we're PC as fuck.
And I'm proud of it.
Yes.
Okay, you got a little bit about us, but you don't know too much about the Resident Evil movie. So, or maybe you do know a lot about the movie. I don't know. But just in case you don't, we're going to break this down for you. This is Resident Evil, the final chapter, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, which... Let's imagine no, that's a thing, yeah. Let's all imagine for a second how much more fun these movies would be if it was P.T. Anderson directing it. If Paul Thomas Anderson was directing these, I would assume there would be a lot more Steadicam shots.
Or
but-
Wes Anderson, a lot, just,
Yeah, it's a lot of zombies just like staring straight into camera, going like,
Yeah, with Elliott Smith playing in the background.
basically, yeah. Let's see, this is starring Mila Jovovich, Ellie Larder. Yeah, hold on, I need more whiskey for this. Ellie Larder. William Levy is in this. I'm just kind of reading.
You're
whoever comes
reading. We should know these things, Kevin.
in.
We're professionals. People come to us for professional reviews.
You're right, and I'm going to change that right now after I sip this whiskey. Do you want to talk about what happens in this trailer?
Okay, so I don't know what I expected with this trailer, but not that. Like, so this trailer opens up. I'm just gonna set the stage for the listeners.
Yes.
And just right off the bat, you just get Take Me Down to Paradise City.
Paradise City by Guns N' Roses
And-
starts playing, which made me audibly guffaw.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what the fuck this had to do with Resident
But
Evil.
like instantly, I was okay with it, and I was like getting into it. So,
Yeah, so Mila Jovovich is like...
what's her character? Alice, right?
No, I think that's the computer.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's a fair point.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, you're right.
I'm
Alice
looking it
is
up.
the-
Don't worry. It is... Yeah, you're right. It's Alice.
Oh, you had me doubting myself.
Sorry, man.
Okay, so Alice gets on a motorcycle
Yeah.
and just like cruises.
But she's like super jazzed about it.
Yeah.
You know, she's like sitting on this bike and she's like, yeah, this is it. This is the one. And then she zooms into Raccoon City, which, for anyone who's seen the movie franchise or played the video games, is where the zombie outbreak happens. And she rides into town, sees the computer from the first movie, finds a group of survivors. That's kind of glossed over. It's just, for the most part, she's by herself at the beginning of the trailer.
She's in a barren wasteland
Yeah.
of a place, but just enjoying her isolation on her motorcycle.
And then all of a sudden,
listening
there's
to
like
Paradise City.
Yeah, there's 4 motherfuckers just around her.
So anyway, it's just like, I don't know, you can tell that things have been totally decimated in this city or world. Maybe it's the entire world, because like we're not religious Resident Evil watchers, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so like there was one called Apocalypse, and by the looks of this trailer, the apocalypse probably happened.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it actually went through, because she's just the buildings are like completely demolished and
Yeah.
society is gone.
Yeah.
So that's basically the setting that we get from this trailer. But like you said, she runs into the AI computer program, and then the plot kicks off, whatever that might be. But whatever it is, they gotta kill everything.
And that's a direct quote. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this random group of survivors that turns up is like, well, what do we do? And Alice looks steely as fuck, and she said, we're going to kill all of them. Which just seems like that's too big an undertaking.
But
that's
you know,
way too ambitious. There's a shitload of zombies in this trailer, and I think she maybe murks like 6 of them.
In the trailer. Yeah.
But there's also dudes, like at one point someone's trying to come at her with a knife and
Yep.
she's like kung fuing around that.
There's Jorah the Andal from Game of Thrones in it.
Yes.
He's some sort of head honcho guy who is pleased that Alice has returned home.
And then Wesker, who's the dude with the slick back hair and sunglasses, at one point looks up and was like, I should have killed you in DC when I had the chance. And she's like,
Yup.
yeah. But with way less charm.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I just thought that was a missed opportunity. Like, if you want to go, like, silly action movie, give me something like, I should have filibustered you in Washington, D.C. when I had the chance. You know, like, there's... anyway. So, it's not just zombies. There's also people that have...
Evil organization.
That also have to be killed. And that appears to be what the story is with this trailer.
Yeah.
And James, what did you think of it?
Okay, a thing to know about me is that I'm a huge fan of music and visuals combining really well together, or being edited really well together. Mm-hmm. And when that happens successfully in a trailer, it kind of like amps it up to 11 for me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I need to rewatch trailers and like get past how well. What I'm trying to say, Kevin,
Get past the giddiness.
What I'm trying to say is Paradise City cut with these visuals and action, quick cuts and stuff was so much fun.
I actually really dug the quick cutting.
It was so, like, by quick cutting we mean, you know, like a quick shot of like a gun trigger being pulled, or
her hitting the throttle on her bike.
or her smashing a guy's head in the ground or something. Mm-hmm. All of those are happening on beats in the song, and that just makes it so much fun.
I thought that was actually really cool.
Yeah, and like the song, there were parts of the song where it felt like it was like a little bit of a remix too.
Yeah.
In certain parts, it just was really cool. So that, I really liked that aspect. What is the actress's name again? Mia Jovovich.
Yeah.
Okay. She looks great. Mm-hmm. Like, she's been doing these movies for so long.
15 years at this point?
Yeah, and it's like when you look at
fucking look that up.
when you look at like the Fast and Furious movies, and like Vin Diesel has been doing these movies, you know, for so long, you can see
He just looks tired.
he looks tired and exhausted. But she looks just as badass as I remember her being in that first one. And I don't know, she just looked so good. I was like, yeah, you're like an action hero. And like, I forget it all the time unless another Resident Evil movie is coming out. Like
Thankfully, there's fucking 6 of them.
There's 6 of them, yeah. And like I said, I haven't really seen all of these. But that trailer, I think they've gone the Fast and Furious route of like, once Fast and Furious hit 4, they were just like, you know what, fuck this shit. Let's just do some crazy shit. And that's what I think this movie is. And I'm like, I can get on board with that. It just looks like a fun time, a good popcorn flick to watch with some friends and like, you know, get real amped up for it. I really liked it. It was a fun trailer.
I thought that it was a really fun trailer too. So I saw, it was the 5th movie, which came out, I think, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Sure. That was Retribution? Is that what you said?
Probably.
Sure.
Anyway, so I remember seeing that, and it was just completely nonsensical. The story made absolute, like, I don't remember a ton from the story, but I remember actively watching it at the time, looking to the person I was watching it with and being like, what's going on? And that person looking back at me and going, I don't really know.
There's umbrellas. There's,
and apparently the umbrellas
zombies.
are bad. I guess so, because it's not raining. But, I mean, I guess if you want to prevent sun damage. Anyway, the plot made absolutely zero sense, but really the failing for me was the action wasn't really that fun. And because it was just like very generic.
Sure.
A, B, C, D, E. There's some dead zombies over there now. And like, I remember not really having a ton of fun watching it. And if we're going with the Fast and Furious route, there was nothing in that Resident Evil movie that was as fun as The Rock driving an ambulance into a helicopter, picking up that helicopter's minigun, and then just walking off to somewhere. They don't explain where. You don't need to know. You just know wherever he's going, they're going to die.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's like that absurd or amazing in that Resident Evil movie. And so what kind of had me concerned about this trailer is, because it was like all built on quick cuts and stuff, and that's super cool. If that's the style of the movie, then fuck yeah, man, I'm on board.
Like an adrenaline high if it is cut that way.
But there really wasn't a shitload of that. Like, we basically get that thing where she's on that wire shooting those dudes.
Which was awesome.
Which was cool, and then she like just sort of hangs there for a second, which I feel is like, pretty sure is meant to be played as a joke. Like, just given the sound effect of, like, the rope or whatever.
The squeaking when it's turning, yeah.
And then we also have, really the only other, like, major action set piece within this trailer is the lasers, which is kind of a callback to the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
But the action itself, as of right now, again, though I like the style, there hasn't been anything in that trailer that made me go, yeah, that's changed. Now, they've either gone off the fucking deep end, and I'm 100% on board.
Yeah.
Or it's just, like, pure carnage, and I'm just gonna watch it like it's a train wreck. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I shouldn't be watching this. I feel dirty. This is some Faces of Death type shit. But right now, all we have to go off of in the story is she is going to kill all of the zombies, which, again, hugely ambitious. Like, if it's just 45 straight minutes of her unloading, I think I'd admire the audacity.
Do you think that is more or less ridiculous than The Rock flexing out of an arm cast from the Fast and Furious movies?
God, that was such a joy to watch. If that's all it is, if the only plot that exists in this is I'm gonna kill all of these zombies, then I'm gonna give that a pass. But like, now I'm seeing like all this umbrella shit going on, and she's like seeing the old computer and stuff like that. Yeah. And, like, past me is kind of, like, nudging me and being like, see, it was just like that shitty movie you watched a few years ago. And, like, now I'm sort of concerned.
Don't get suckered in, Kevin. Don't get suckered in.
So, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of, right now, it's like cautious optimism. I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing in the trailer. I'm liking the style. Paradise City, when it first started, again, I was like, the fuck? And then, like, But then it won me over with, like, its editing style.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic right now.
Okay.
So let's go ahead. We're going to grade these just for you guys at home.
They gotta know how we rate these.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're basing this not off of would we watch this hungover on a Sunday on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, this is, would this get us into a theater, buy a ticket?
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be opening weekend, but just would we go to see this movie based off of this trailer?
Would it put our butts in the seats,
Yes.
as they say?
Yes. And so our rating scale is either need to see it, need to see more, or never need to see it.
That's it, guys.
Yeah.
It's all we get.
We're all about absolutes here at Trailer Hitch. I'm going to give this...
Even though the middle one really isn't an absolute. It's kind of a gray area.
I absolutely need to see more. And we're going to test test that right now because I'm at need to see more for this.
Okay.
Because, like, right now, I'm, like, so far gone from the Resident Evil series. I remember enjoying the first one when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing the second one as a kid and being like, I think that was kind of not for me.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing the fifth one and going, that's totally not for me. But it's like starting to win me back. It's like if all of a sudden Donald Trump came up and was like, you know what? I'm really sorry, guys. Free healthcare for everybody. It's like, okay, you're starting to pull me back, but I'm remembering all of that terrible shit you did. And so, like, I'm sort of starting to lean in a little bit. Like, okay, now I'm listening again.
Sure.
Yeah, that's purely where I'm at right now. I need to see more. It's starting to kind of, like, win me into the concept of seeing a fucking Resident Evil movie in the theater, which is a pretty impressive feat for a trailer.
Yeah, I think you totally nailed it on the head. The Resident Evil franchise is something that was not even on my radar, like, ever. And so, like, I heard that there was another trailer coming out for another Resident Evil movie, and I was like, Kevin, we gotta review this. It'll be funny. It'll be funny, Kevin, because neither of us really care about Resident Evil, and there's another one coming out. But you nailed it on the head that it like piqued my interest. It's like, let me see more. Let me see more, Kevin. So what I'm trying to say is I'm giving this a need to see more as well, which is totally not what I expected to give this trailer. I was like, oh, this is going to be a never need to see it type of movie.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, we're going to come out the gate with some strong negativity.
Yeah.
So it turned out this was a great example.
Yes.
This was a good first one.
It was a great first one.
All right, so that was good. So now we should just get into our next one.
Yes, let's dive right into A Sea of Trees.
I see what you did there, because the next movie we're talking about is The Sea of Trees, which is directed by Gus Van Sant.
Starring Matthew McConaughey and Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts, Ken Watanabe is in it.
He was in Inception?
That's correct.
Right? Okay,
yes.
that's what I know him from mostly. I don't know if I've seen him in anything else.
Have you seen The Last Samurai?
No.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna... Damn, he has acted in a lot of foreign movies.
I mean, he is foreign, correct?
Yeah, that is correct. He is...
That's not politically incorrect, right?
I don't think so.
That's just a fact.
He is not from America.
He is...
Right? Oh, no. Where was he born? He was born in Japan. Okay,
oh, okay,
cool.
We're safe.
We're PC. Okay, great. Anyway, so, The Sea of Trees. It's basically Matthew McConaughey and Naomi Watts are together.
Married couple.
Married
Married for a while, I gather, from their vibes.
I mean, I would hope so, because at least she seems to fucking detest him. And if this is like week 2 of the marriage, like, they made some serious mistakes. The honeymoon probably was fucking awful.
Let's hope it wasn't at that lake house.
Yeah, right? So, because really the first thing that sticks out to me in the trailer is they're in a car, and no, Matthew McConaughey is not driving a Lincoln, it's Naomi Watts is behind the wheel of whatever they're driving, and she asks him a question.
We can put in the little audio bit right here if we choose to, I just look like an idiot for saying it, and then we don't put it in. Either way.
But that's okay. Hey,
yeah.
I'm your hype man. I think you're doing great.
Thank you. So anyway, they're in the car.
Anyway, they're in the car. Naomi Watts asks him a question. Matthew McConaughey says, like, some iteration of all right. And he's like, you're not even paying attention. Your mind is always off someplace else. Which it's kind of like, oh, okay, there's some contention in this marriage. And I got that pretty crystal clear. Next, you find out that Matthew McConaughey I gathered was like a mathematician, just like based on the equations, or
I don't know. Well, he's a writer. Like, he writes articles.
He writes articles.
But he could be like a doctorate of mathematician.
Or something.
Was that a sentence? Did I say?
Yeah,
Is that
no,
the
that's
thing?
the thing. That's the thing.
Sure.
Knocking it out. Yeah, so like Matthew McConaughey is talking at this party and saying, oh yeah, like writing something, we'll see how it goes. And then Naomi Watts is like, yeah, like I just have to pull all of the weight while you pretend to be an intellectual.
Actually, no. I think someone else says, oh, how does it feel to let your wife pull all the weight while you pretend to be an intellectual?
Oh, okay.
Which is still like...
super mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was converse with that person.
But it definitely changes... Like, yeah. I think what your mindset of their marriage was.
I thought that was Naomi Watts saying that. If that's the case, it's like, I'd just go for a divorce.
No, it was like some other person sitting at their table, and I was just kind of like, who's got the cojones to say that to someone?
What do you talk about after that?
Yeah, it's like, is this just a stranger that he just met?
Maybe there's more to it. Maybe, like, there's something where, like, this car, like, cuts them off while, like, Naomi Watts and Matthew McConaughey are bickering in their car, and then Matthew McConaughey like sticks like his fucking entire body out of the car and is like, hey, fuck you, Jack. But it turns out that's who they're sitting across at like this dinner party that they're going to, and it's like, well then, okay, sure, be a dick to her. I get it.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on from that.
Then all of a sudden we get some bad news about Naomi Watts' character. There is a mass. They don't really know what's going on. She gets into an MRI machine.
Not a church service mass, but a mass of...
a cell. Yeah, that's cancer cells.
Tumorous.
You would have to assume.
I gotcha.
She seems like she does not want to die, which... I get.
I can relate to that.
That makes sense.
Right there, I can relate to a character.
Matthew McConaughey's in a forest, a sea of trees, if you will.
Ooh.
And Ken Watanabe is, like, talking about God. And Matthew McConaughey is like, all right, science. There is no God. And Ken Watanabe's like, I don't know, man. More or less.
Yeah.
At that point, my brain kind of turned off.
So did mine. I just kind of
stopped caring.
It was like Matthew McConaughey and him were sitting at like a campfire or something.
Okay.
And then that's where I kind of tuned out. I was just like, you kind of get a sense for, oh, this movie's going to be about this married couple and their marital problems.
Falling apart.
Yeah. And then it takes a quick dramatic turn to she is terminally ill with cancer or something. And then it's like, okay, that'll play.
And the music's like swelling up a shitload.
And then it's like, that'll play into it. And then it's like, oh, we used to love going to that lake house cabin. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't care. But anyway, continue, trailer. And then the trailer continued. And then Matthew McConaughey was just like wandering around a forest. So I was a little like, what is this movie even about?
Yeah, because at least as of right now, it's like, I don't really care that much about the relationship as a couple because they clearly don't care about each other. Like, clearly, for some reason, Matthew McConaughey is always off someplace else mentally. He's always running a mental marathon.
Yeah.
And
it's because he's a math nerd.
Okay. It's calculating. Anyway, and clearly Naomi Watts is upset with him.
Sure.
And right out the gate, it's like these two people don't really like each other. So when you get news that one of them is terminally ill, and then Matthew McConaughey apparently... in response to that, fucks off to a forest.
Just like bails.
Completely.
Yeah.
Since he's the point of view character, if he doesn't seem to care that much, why do I, as an audience member, care about what's essentially like the first half of this trailer?
Yeah.
And I think that might have been why you tuned out. It might have been why I tuned out. But like,
I don't know. It's just like he got to that forest and then it just kind of spun its wheels. So yeah, I was like tuning out. It bored me at the end. But I was intrigued. Like, I love Matthew McConaughey. Like, I think he's an incredible actor. Really showing his true acting chops to the world since
with Magic Mike. Yeah.
With Magic Mike.
I actually think he's pretty good in it. But
okay. Well, I haven't seen it, Kevin.
I don't know what to say, man. I like Steven Soderbergh. And Dick! No. Anyway. Matthew McConaughey is really good. I think Naomi Watts is a fucking great actor, too.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Gus Van Sant, I think, is kind of hit or miss as a director, for me anyway. He has movies that I really like, and then
I've only seen 2 of his movies, and I've only liked one of them.
Yeah.
But that one I fucking loved.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting. It's Good Will Hunting. Everyone calm down. Yes, we all know I'm talking about Good Will Hunting. I love Good Will Hunting.
Anyway.
Okay, so we need to give it a good, honest rating based off of just seeing the trailer.
Out of the trailer, I'm gonna go with never need to see it.
So am I.
Yeah, man.
Kevin, we're on par right now.
We are so. I'm glad you won't shoot me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just it seemed very dry, and like it seemed like it was melodramatic because they're assuming the audience is going to be totally on board with what's going on. It's like there's marital conflict, and it's like, well, I don't really know these people, so I don't have any frame of reference for this, and it's like, fucking, you're pretending to be an intellectual. I'm like, what a blow that is. Am I right? It's like, by the way, Naomi Watts has cancer. And it's like...
That is terrible.
Yeah, that's legitimately really bad news. And then...
But it's not really driving this trailer, though.
Yeah, and then Matthew McConaughey is like, yo, I'm in a forest now. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Wait, what? I don't... I never...
Yeah.
Never mind, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna... Let's skip the foreplay. I'm also never need to see it.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna pay to see this one in a movie theater. There's no way. God, man, this is a bummer, Kevin. We need to turn this podcast around.
All right. What Star Wars make you feel better?
Let's go to a galaxy far, far away. Bum, 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 bum.
So
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all good, man. We're talking about Rogue One.
Yeah, we are.
A Star Wars story.
A Star Wars story. The very first sidequel. Sidequel?
Yeah.
Sure.
Branching off. Like
spin-off film from the spin-off film. Good.
Directed by Gareth Edwards. His most recent movie was the Godzilla remake that came out a couple years ago. And this is starring just an insane amount of people. We have Felicity Jones. We have Ben Mendelsohn. We have Mads Mikkelsen. Hannibal. Riz Ahmed, the guy who was in Nightcrawler and now is in The Night Of. Is in this. Alan Tudyk, Diego Luna, who had like a ton of screen time in this. Honestly, like if you want to start
the list goes on.
If you want to start talking about this, I'm just going to keep listing people.
No. Let's move on from the cast.
Yes.
I don't even know where to start, Kevin. Let's start with you explaining what the movie is about based on this trailer.
Felicity Jones has a plan, right? And she's going to need some help in order to pull this plan off. Luckily, Diego Luna's like, yeah, man, for sure. I'm on board with this shit. She goes around
Is he the one with the mustache?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And then it looks like Donnie Yen's the motherfucker with the stick who's like whacking stormtroopers.
He's blind.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna help you. And then like the robot played by Alan Tudyk comes up.
Alan Tudyk, who's amazing.
Yeah.
I just love him. He's so great.
Stomps around and is like, oh yeah, sure. And they're amassing a plan, which is to blow up that motherfucking Death Star.
Can I correct you already?
Uh-oh.
It's to steal the plant.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Steal the Death Star blueprints, like the Death Star plans.
I must have gotten mixed up because so much shit blows up in this trailer.
There's not that much that blows up.
The face of one of those
the AT-AT. That's the one. That's the one main one.
And then one of like the TIE fighters blows up, and then you get the shot from the inside of like those two dudes who are like, "Whoa, there's a fire!"
Yeah, there's that one. Too.
Yeah. There's some explosions.
Hey,
okay?
It's a Star Wars movie.
I'm completely on board.
Okay,
with that.
all right. Continue.
Well, really, by and large, for the most part, what I was
okay. So basically, from the trailer, that is what you gather is
those are my takeaways.
That's what the movie's
about.
about.
My big takeaway. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Can I? Or no? Should you go first? I don't know. I have words, Kevin. I have words to say.
Honestly, like, I don't really have too much.
I'd like you to go first. Go.
Yeah, I guess my thing, because we had that little teaser trailer that came out a few months ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I remember being really on board with that.
Yeah.
I really liked the style that it had.
Yes.
I really liked how it was cut. Like, I thought it was a very, very good teaser trailer. And I saw this trailer and honestly was a little bit disappointed. I don't know, like, I guess the characters seem fine, you know what I mean? Like, you got, like, the blind dude with the stick. You have, like, the leader who's kind of pulling them all together with Felicity Jones.
The reluctant leader.
The reluctant leader, which just kind of seemed fine. I thought that the robot, I'm sure, has funnier lines in the actual movie, but a lot of what he said didn't land.
I agree with
know?
you. I think he's supposed to be like a really dry sense of humor robot, but I don't think the lines he gave were real, like, funny moment. Like, there's got to be funnier ones in the movie than what we got in that trailer.
I don't know, and I guess part of what I'm bummed about, too, is, like, there were so many super fucking cool shots in that teaser trailer. That shot of Felicity Jones where she's wearing, like, the all black and
the Imperial uniform?
Yeah, and then
that's
like,
the end shot. Yeah. It was a hell of a shot to end on.
Looks fucking great.
It looks so good.
That like Evil Commander. I'm just gonna call him Evil Commander.
I can't help you with names and stuff a whole lot because I'm consciously steering clear of like character names and other stuff because I don't want things to be spoiled for me. So I can't help you out with that.
Sure, but like the Evil Commander dude, there was like a really, really fucking cool shot.
I mean, he's probably an admiral, Kevin, or a grand.
You said you weren't gonna.
I'm sorry. Continue.
But there's that really cool shot in like the teaser where he's wearing like that all white uniform, and then like it looks like there's something on like the screen.
Yeah, some sort of
display
display of a planet or something.
And it just looked fucking bomb as hell.
Menacing. Yeah, and then later in that same teaser, he was like walking away from the camera, but his cape was like dragging in the water.
For sure,
and he like
man.
just doesn't give a shit about his cape dragging in the water.
He's got too many.
It's like
Admiral.
This
things going on
guy
to care.
is the most interesting thing in this teaser trailer, and we're still talking about that first teaser trailer. Yeah.
And, like, I don't know if I just got spoiled. Maybe it's my mood. Maybe it's the whiskey. But, like, there wasn't really anything in like, this new trailer that punched me in the gut as hard as those images did.
Correct.
Sure, an AT-AT taking a rocket to the face is sort of neat. Sure. But, like, I've already seen, you will have to help me with this, the snow... the speeders, like they're kind of flat. They shoot the fucking grappling.
You actually got it. It's a snow speeder.
Snow speeder.
Yeah, I mean there's
And
probably
I
a more.
think it was like two different names, and like they just sort of ran.
There's
together.
probably a more technical name for it, but a snow speeder is a perfectly acceptable name.
Sure. So like an
No Star Wars fan will scoff at you if you say a snow speeder.
You didn't scoff at me, so I took that as a good sign.
I did kind of scoff at you, but only because you were struggling.
Okay. Anyway, it's like AT-AT takes a rock to the face. It's like, yeah, that's sort of cool, but like I've already seen an AT-AT get its fucking shipwrecked.
Yeah.
When like it gets its legs twisted and it like falls straight to the ground.
And it like breaks its neck and then explodes.
Yeah. It's like, now that's metal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's super cool.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I will say I really like the shot where Felicity Jones is like running on the pathway and then that TIE fighter comes up. But like definitely the tone of the trailer for me anyway was definitely more like grand. Like, you know, like that music was really fucking hitting. And you know, we get more of like Felicity Jones talking and stuff. Right.
Still not much though of her
Not
talking.
much, and like I think at this point, I as an audience member, I'm kind of like ready to see more of her character.
Yes.
Because like
I get that it's like a Motley Crue type of movie, but like make no mistake, she's the main character, right? Or maybe she's not. Maybe she isn't.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it is the team.
And right now, I'm just getting generic badass out of her, which is like
Boring.
Yeah.
That can be boring.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that sort of bums me out because, like, I really, really like Rey a lot from Force Awakens.
Okay.
And
I thought you meant the movie Ray. I was like, okay.
the biggest Star Wars fan in the world. I've dropped
Ray-
a Star Wars character name.
Ray
and
Charles. Sorry, I don't.
Whatever.
I don't know. I thought maybe Felicity Jones was in the movie Ray, and that's why you were referencing.
I actually haven't seen Ray, so I don't.
I've never seen it either. Anyway, Ray, R-E-Y.
R-E-Y.
Yeah.
I really like her character. Like,
she's great. I think I love her.
Yeah, I think she's like a ton of fun, and yeah, sure, she is like at some points kind of like, you know, the unflappable badass. But, like, I at least get some personality.
Oh, she's bursting with personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love...
Felicity Jones, at least in these trailers, has been very wooden with her delivery, I feel.
Which, to be fair, though, to what I recall, Rey was kind of wooden in the trailers for Force Awakens. Like, we didn't really get that much out of her.
That's a super good point.
At that point, we didn't know the motherfucker in the mask who's, like, fucking spelunking in junkyards was her.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, like... That's kind of like my fingers crossed right now is like we give her something. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if that something is, I don't know, man. Like she likes to chew gum, and then when she's done, she like sticks it underneath tables. Like just fucking something. Like just to give me like that's sort of weird. Like, but. Yeah, I don't know. And right now,
she just sticks gum on the back of the droid's head, and it just starts accumulating there because you can't feel it.
That's a great idea, actually. That's super fun. But yeah, I mean, and like right now, I'm just more like very, very much at the definition of need to see more.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's the vibe I'm getting from you, Kevin. That's fine.
Yeah, it's and again, just because I really liked what I saw in that teaser trailer, I don't know if I was expecting something else.
Sure,
but. Yeah. How about you? You have notes.
So I have notes, ladies and gentlemen. I literally opened up a Word document and typed out some notes because I got words to say. And I think the last thing you just said about I don't know if I expected something different is basically what all my notes amounts to.
Woohoo!
What I'm basically saying, okay, so I watched it a number of times.
Okay.
The first time I watched it, it ended. And I go, was I disappointed in this trailer? And then I go, nah, that can't be it. Let's watch it again. Uh-huh. So then I watch it a few more times. And it wasn't that I was disappointed. It was just that I didn't know what to expect, like you said. So we've heard for a while now that, like, this Star Wars movie is a different kind of Star Wars movie. They've said it's going to be a heist film that's set in the Star Wars universe, kind of like a Dirty Dozen kind of crew. And even like the director said, first and foremost, this is a war movie, citing inspirations like Black Hawk Down and Saving Private Ryan. And it's like, these things were said like a year ago.
Yeah.
And people just kind of went, sure, Star Wars, you know, and you just have that mental image of fun adventure Star Wars in your head. In this trailer, to me, was the first time that his words, like over a year ago, really started to sink in. And what I've been anticipating was fun adventure Star Wars, because that's what Star Wars has always been.
Or if it is a heist movie, more like an Ocean's 11, hey, this is like a shitload of fun. It's
a war heist. It's a war film first and foremost, is like a direct quote from Gareth Edwards.
And what I was going to jump in with as you were listening, like Black Hawk Down, Saving Private Ryan, and I was like, and like Bridge Out Over the River Kwai. You know what I mean? Because that is a war movie that's like also them stuck in this POW camp, and we have to figure out, you know, like.
Oh, I thought you only picked that because Obi-Wan Kenobi is in it.
Apt as shit. There you go.
You didn't make that connection?
Yeah, I didn't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't remember
Alec Guinness, like a fucking bomb.
And so I'm expecting you to say that the entire time, and then you stopped after Saving Private Ryan, and I went, what about the
Bridge on the River Kwai? Yeah.
Totally a heist movie, too,
that's a very
like,
good point. Yeah, I should have said that.
No, but like but if like you're quoting the director and that he's saying like Saving Private Ryan, Black Hawk Down, it's like, but you have examples from the war genre that still match like this sort of tone or whatever.
Sure.
And I don't know if I was just expecting like that. You know what I mean?
But that just threw me off balance, and I think that's what happens. Force Awakens is such like a return to form to the original trilogy, like what the original trilogies made fans feel. Sure. Just like whether it, was a great movie or if it was just a retread, whatever, it was a return to form for how it made you feel, at the very least. And I think that was my initial problem I had, was focusing too heavily on, like, the nostalgic callbacks that are in this trailer. Like, you see the Death Star, you see fucking Darth Vader at, like, the final shot.
Yeah.
You know, you see TIE fighters, you see Star Destroyers, you see all this shit, and your mind just goes to that fun adventure of the original Star Wars films. Like, you see these things and your mind is just like, where's the fun adventure? But it's not that movie, and I'm finally starting to just, like, grasp that
Sure.
it's not that movie. It's a war movie.
Yeah.
That's set in the Star Wars universe. And that's okay. That's a good thing. We want to see different directors' take on this universe. And I
Sure.
think that's important, because this is, like, the Star Wars universe is really dear to a lot of people's hearts, especially people that got into filmmaking in the first place. And but for me, basically, this trailer was like a wake-up call of, you know, I was going in expecting the same kind of experience I got from the other films, and to a similar extent, like the novels or comic books and stuff. It's always been about fun adventure. But this is something new and different, and I am excited for it. But my feelings toward the trailer were necessary for me to taper my expectations for this movie. I basically am agreeing with you. My expectations going into this trailer was for a different kind of Star Wars movie.
Sure.
And now I think I'm starting to be like, okay, maybe, like, who knows? This movie might not be for me. Like,
Which is insane, given how big
blows
of a...
my mind to think that that's a possibility, but maybe it's not, and I'm okay with that. If it's truly like that director's vision and stuff, I support that, because I have episode 8 coming out next year.
Yeah.
So, okay, rant over. I know I didn't really pepper in a lot of jokes to make the audience laugh. I'm sorry about that, audience.
You take Star Wars seriously.
I do, I really do.
But you neglected to give a rating. I already gave it
I did neglect to give it a rating.
Okay.
Yes.
So I gave it a need to see more.
You gave it a need to see more. And based on this trailer alone, it's fucking Star Wars. I need to see it, Kevin. It's like,
After that entire thing.
I need to see it, Kevin.
Okay.
I mean, it comes back to me being just like a diehard Star Wars fan.
Sure.
And I just love the universe. I might not like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I've accepted that. But before this trailer, I was kind of like, oh no, there's either good Star Wars movies or there's bad Star Wars movies. And now this is kind of opening up my mind to, no, there could be a good Star Wars movie that's just not for me.
Sure.
Like, that blew my mind. I never thought that could happen. That was exhausting, Kevin. I'm sorry I rambled on so much.
It's okay.
I'm like, C-3PO, just shut me off.
I was going to try to do an R2-D2 impression, but I knew it would fall on its face.
Just a couple beeps and boops. How about that?
That sounds good.
Beep,
All
beep,
right.
a-doop.
That's where I'm at. We're going to be diving into our next segment, Runaway Trailer. Now, Runaway Trailer doesn't necessarily have to be about trailers, doesn't even necessarily have to be about movies.
Hence the name.
We don't know where it's going,
Yeah,
where it might end up.
Sometimes we just need
What it's gonna hit.
We just need to get something off our chest, right?
Yes.
And it might not be about movie trailers. That's fine.
Yes, so I'm giving James the floor for a first Runaway Trailer
Yeah,
segment
yeah.
because he tells me that there's a story.
Yeah. Okay, so I've told a lot of people this already, Kevin, but I've been waiting to tell you over the microphone so we could get your
Oh.
reaction.
An honest reaction, yeah.
Recorded.
All right.
Even though it's probably not that great a story, but whatever. Okay, so I go to a barcade a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a barcade is a bar that also happens to have an arcade. I was expecting this to be much harder to break down, but it's really not.
Nope, that's it. It's an arcade and a bar.
Usually, at least the ones in Los Angeles, it's a lot of like 80s games. So,
Yeah.
like you can find Space Invader, huge pinball rooms.
Yeah.
They tend to be.
Well, the one I went to had a massive pinball room, and I love pinball, so I spent most of my time there.
And which one did you go to?
82.
I love
in
82,
in downtown.
yeah.
My first time there. It was a ton of fun. So I went, and I was with a group of friends, and I was just kind of walking around looking at all the cabinets, all the arcade cabinets, just to kind of see what they had. And I walked past this one girl, and I kind of like did a double take. And then I was like, that was Emma Stone. I'm pretty sure that was Emma Stone. Yeah. So I went over and told our friend Sam, I'm like, do you know Emma Stone's here? He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, Emma Stone's here. I just walked past her. It was a big deal.
Sure.
And then we just kind of got over it. It's like, okay, I'm going to go play pinball.
You didn't go talk to her?
Well, no. Are you kidding me? Why
go high five?
No. So we start playing some more video games. Played a lot of pinball. And then I go in to go get another drink at the bar. So but the line there was like taking forever. But she walked past me like 2 other times, and she was like, it was like her and one of her girlfriends, and they were just, there playing video game. I think they were playing like the WWF wrestling game, which was kind of like super awesome.
Yeah.
So like I get my drink, and then she's like standing like right there, and I'm like, I should just say something. Like, I never say anything to celebrities. Like, that's kind of part of the fun out here is, like, bumping elbows with celebrities, right?
Sure.
So I was like, I think I'll just, should I say something? And I, like, kind of did, like, a weird, like, pivot, like, 2 or 3 times, like, just standing next to her. Because I kept, like, being like, nah, no, I shouldn't, nah, no, I shouldn't, well, maybe, okay. So then I tapped her on the shoulder, and it was really loud in here.
Yeah.
It was really, they were bumping music and stuff. So I tapped her on the shoulder, and she looked at me, and she was just kind of like, yeah. And I was like, I really like your movies. But it was really loud in there. And her eyebrows get real scrunched up and frowny.
Okay.
And she goes, what? And I go, oh, it's really loud in here. She probably just didn't hear what I said. So I just repeat myself even louder. I really like your movies. Oh. And then just a light bulb goes on over her head, and her whole face relaxes, and she goes, oh, thank you very much. And I go, what the fuck just happened there? And then I go, okay, have a great night, bye. And then I just like turned away and walked away. And I was so confused, and I went and talked to our friend Sam, and I was like, well, he's very tall, so he saw me over the crowd talking to her. And I walked over to him, he's just staring at me. He's like, what'd you say? I was like, I just said I really like your movies. And she goes, what? And he's like, dude, she thought you said I really like your boobies. And I'm like, funny joke, Sam. And then I go, oh, she definitely thought I said I really like your boobies.
So if I were to approach an actress, I should always say, I really like your films. Is there any way that can get fucked up?
Fuck no. And that even went through my head, Kevin.
Okay.
After I was like, why didn't I say films? Why did I go with movies?
Why?
Why did I even say I really like your movies anyway? It was just such a stupid thing to say.
To your To your credit, who walks up to people, to women, and is like, yo, I really like your boobies?
I know. That's why, but like that's why she wasn't offended right away, but she thought she heard what she heard, but she still said what? Because she's like, there's no way he actually said what I think he said, right? Because that is the most ridiculous thing to say to someone.
Yeah. So I mean, like, at least it sounds like you might have been her story for that night too. It's like, yeah, I totally thought some dude said he liked my boobies.
She did totally bail after that. Like, we were playing video games for a little bit longer, and like we didn't see her anymore, and I was like, great, I ruined it for the entire bar.
Did you?
Everyone was enjoying Emma Stone just being in their midst, just like enjoying her company is around. That's so nice. And this one asshole says he likes her boobies, and she goes running. I ruined it for everyone, Kevin.
Is it okay if how long ago did this happen?
This was like 2 weeks ago.
This was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Okay. With your permission, is it cool if I look her up on Twitter to see if she tweeted about it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right, fine.
But not right now. Do it later.
Okay, I'll do it later.
Yeah.
We'll do a follow-up if she
We'll do a follow-up,
she
that's right.
tweeted about you. But yeah, okay. Well,
So that's my Emma Stone story, and so there you go.
all right, cool. We're going to move into another segment. I'm really excited for it. James is really excited for it. You should be really excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of prep James right now.
All right.
by looking at him and saying, "The poison?"
All right, the poison for Cusco. The poison chosen especially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison?
That poison. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Warburton didn't just walk into the room. That was James Leesky doing a spot-the-fuck-on impression of Patrick Warburton.
Thank you.
Which he is able to just whip out at random. And we think it's a great voice. Our collective friend base think that it's a ton of fun when he speaks in Patrick Warburton tongue. And so our segment is James Leesky presents, Patrick Warburton presents.
I'm James Leesky, and I will present what Patrick Warburton presents.
And tonight, Patrick Warburton is presenting a little speech from a film called Miracle, starring Kurt Russell.
Melt my heart.
James, I'll let you...
So should I just go for it, Kevin?
I think you should go for it.
Excuse me.
All right, try and teach these Americans what's what.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. One game. If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight. Tonight, we skate with them. Tonight, we stay with them. And we shut them down because we can. Tonight, we are the greatest hockey team in the world. You were born to be hockey players. Every one of you. You were meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. I'm sick and tired of hearing what a great hockey team the Soviets have. Screw 'em. This is your time. Now go out there and take it. High five.
High five! Honestly, man, if I was an Olympian, I'd be so ready to set a shot put record right now. I feel like I can fucking do it.
Thank you.
All right.
That went well.
That went well.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for Trailer.
That was our first episode. We did a good job.
I feel like it went pretty well.
I mean, they'll be the judge. We'll get hate email, I'm sure.
Absolutely, which you can do on our Facebook. We'll also set up like a little Gmail, so if you...
Yeah. I'll let you read the emails, Kevin.
Yes, and honestly, if you want to, I would also say, James, that if there is a particularly good email, might fucking read it on the show.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
All right,
so if you guys want to be read over the air of the interweb podcast Trailer Hitch by us, by Kevin James of Hitch fame.
No. Yeah, of Hitch fame.
See, I brought it back.
Very good. Very good callback.
Just hit us up and, rate us on iTunes.
That'd be
because
great.
that's a thing, I think.
I'm pretty sure that's good if you rate us well. Like, if you give us like a 3, we're going to be kind of bummed.
I don't even care if you liked it. Just rate it. Do what I say. You will like this podcast. I just did a Jedi mind trick wave of my hands.
Did he convince you? He convinced me.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it, Kevin.
All right, James. Good job.
Thank you. You too. Good job to you, audience.
Yes, all right. I hope everyone has a great night. We will see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
You can't mount holy sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch.